Hello everybody, welcome to me talking about the new anti-slugging and anti-tunnel PTB. So the first feature we're gonna talk about is, yay, the anti-slugging. Basically, if a survivor is left in the dying state for a total of 90 seconds during a match, they gain the ability to pick themselves up after fully recovering. So anyways, if you slug someone, and perhaps why I think this is bad. First of all, slugging is basically how you win on a lot of killers. If you're gonna be forced into a lose-lose situation, might as well, let's say, you down someone in the middle of the fields on like Coldwind Farm or other map that has open areas, and you know that there's a guy that has background player with a flashlight and you don't have a lightborn, or you down them under a pallet, like, you're just gonna loop or try to get rid of that survivor to be somewhere else away from it, but in that meanwhile they're basically gonna pick themselves up. So it's really difficult to counter some situations like that. Like, I get that solo queue doesn't really have that many players, but if we are gonna talk about Swifts, this is gonna make winning as a killer impossible on some occurrences, obviously. So let's read the dev note as well. When it comes to slugging, we know it can be frustrating if you're on the receiving end of it too often or for too long, but we also know that sometimes it's the smart move. This updated system acknowledges this, allowing the killer to slug occasionally when they feel like it's the right call, but will eventually kick in and swing in the survivors if slugging is used excessively. A big part of this is also about making the experience of being slugged more pleasant, as much as being slugged can be, at least. The recovery changes and crawling speed will give you a bit more agency when down, so you aren't just holding a button and waiting for someone to come and save you. Okay, so basically, I'm gonna say this with all the honesty. You can just run many things. You can run plot twist and just not let yourself get downed. You're just gonna plot twist, and if you have a teammate, of course. I mean, even if they like don't pick you up because they wanna slug, you're just gonna recover with plot twist. With unbreakable, if they leave you, you can just recover as well. And tenacity just lets you crawl away. Plus, you can run the absolute menace build with flip-flop and power struggle, which makes you pretty able to resist this. But, like, I know it's not about builds. It's just that this is so overpowered. Like, low MMR, of course. Like, low MMR solo queue and shit like that. It might be fair or balanced, kinda, on low MMR, I guess. High MMR, they're just gonna abuse the fuck out of that. Let's get to the tunnel reduction update, because I don't want to talk about that. When a survivor is hooked, their hook status is hidden from the killer. When they're unhooked, there is no notification and their hook status isn't revealed immediately. This limits your information. You are just not all-knowing about the hook stages at that point. Which means, and that is pretty fucking bad, that they could be like doubling the gen next to that hook, and you wouldn't know. And with like killers that don't have the traversal abilities to go there instantly, it might just give them a free gen. Okay, let's read more on this. Unhooked survivors gain the following effects for a limited time: haste, endurance, that's classic, and elusive C below status. No collision with other players, both killer and survivor. Okay, that is cool. That is actually pretty cool. I think that like tunneling and shit, like basement camping, and a lot of that could be just done like that. Just no collision. Immunity to killer instinct and sees the killer's aura nearby. That's also really good. Like, if you get unhooked, and just know where the killer is, just so you don't instantly run into them, except for basement. There's nowhere else to go, like, if he's like nearby, of course. These effects are lost when the affected survivor perform a conspicuous action. All these effects, except for haste and endurance, are disabled once all generators are completed. Fair enough. Even though I think elusive, like, if they balance this shit out, kinda, I think elusive should be still there. Or something. So, like, if you just loop killer for a pretty long time and then you just get camped and you lose, like, elusive, so you can't really go through the killer or something like that, it just makes you dead. Added a unique effect to the killer hook state UI that indicates the last server they hooked. After completing a unique hook, the same server is not hooked consecutively. Killer gets the following benefits: bonus damage for the generated kick, temporary haste status effect, temporary reveal survivors, think base kit, barbecue and chili, that have less or equal hook states to the hooked survivor. Fair enough. These effects are slightly lessened for the Blight, the Lockdown, the Ghoul, the Billy. Just Billy, I'm gonna call him Billy, fuck it. And the Nurse. These effects are disabled once all generators are completed. Completely fair. I mean, at least you get something for tunneling, which could be motivating. But, like, at the same time, the only thing on the anti-tunnel that is directly pissing me off, no information. I mean, the evasive or elusive, it's whatever, like, you can't body block. That is all there is to it. You just cannot body block that basement. Added new effects that fuck it, I can't read. Tunneling. If a survivor dies before 6 total hook states, all remaining survivors gain a repair speed bonus for the rest of the trial. This here, is stupid. If the survivor that was last hooked is sacrificed or killed, turns can be regressed or blocked. This is dumb. This is just stupid. Added the option to enable or disable the blah blah blah. We don't care. Updated several survivor and killer perks to account for these changes. It's no secret that tunneling can be seen as an efficient way to play for killers. Depends. While this can be true, it's also true that the results of this can be frustrating for survivors, leading to trials ending too quickly for some, while leaving others to fend for themselves in a match that is now much more difficult. Okay, let's be fair though. It's frustrating to get tunneled, but isn't it fucking frustrating to just, like, get pallet stunned? Like, people die under pallets, you get stunned, and the anti-psych would actually let them pick themselves up. It's already annoying, like, getting flashlight saved from, like, background player. They just sprint in, flashlight you. I mean, you could run Lightborn if you see them have flashlights, but, like, they could do that with flashbang, and you'd never know they're gonna have flashbang. It's kind of frustrating for both sides, and I think it should be changed. But in this kind of way, I don't like it. I don't like it. To be honest, I'm not a big fan of background player, to be honest, because, okay, I never complained about flashbangs and flashlights, like, that is fair game, but, like, background player just lets you sprint up. And I mean, you could be edging sprint burst the whole time, like, you could be edging sprint burst and just use sprint burst, but, like, you don't have to do shit to activate it. It just, killer picks up, they just run up, and if you, like, down in the middle of nowhere, there's no wall to look at, you don't have Lightborn, because, let's just say you either didn't want to use it, or you just didn't know that they have flashbangs, they just run up so fast, flashbang you, and it's basically that on repeat. That's why you slug. That is the reason why slugging has been so effective. Because, like, losing your hook to flashbang from a guy who sprinted out of nowhere with background player, it's annoying, to be honest. But, like, it's whatever. It's like, I just don't want to see this specific thing to be in this game. let's get to the elusive status effect. Added a new status effect that silences grunts of pain and suppresses survivor aura, pools of blood, and scratch marks. Yes, that is great. That is actually great. To start, we'll be using the new status effect as a part of the tunnel reduction update, but plan to integrate this into relevant existing perks down the road to make their decision. Descriptions more streamlined. Arguably the easiest way to look at this is a survivor version of undetectable in that when it's active you know you're in stealth mode. Okay, added a new status effect that silences grunts of pain, suppresses survivor aura, pools of blood, and scratch marks. If you're gonna get that only off the hook, that is good. You cannot get tunneled if you run away from the hook because no scratch marks. But if it's gonna be like a perk, just out of nowhere, you can just activate this. And just, there is no sounds of you. Like, this game is already about hiding more than chasing. If you hide well, there is nothing for the killer to catch. And this kind of makes it more difficult. And I think chase should be more induced. I think hiding shouldn't be as much encouraged as chasing the killer. But like with this stat effect, if they use it outside of hooks, it's gonna be stupid. It's just not gonna be fun to play against hide and seek players. Might as well go play a actual hide and seek game at that time. The tomes lore updated. Okay, let's go over this. Updated the tomes menu to feature new tomes and accompany lore alongside each chapter release. New lore is unlocked each week within active tome, and I don't wanna even read the dev note. I'm not interested in that part. Killer updates. Major update. Placed evil with two modes that can be toggled with a button press. Stalker mode, 4.2 meters per second movement speed, undetectable, and can stalk survivors. Pursuit mode, normal speed, which is 4.6 meters per second, 24 meter terror radius, increased vault speed, bonuses to launch range, break speed, and stun recovery, and cannot stalk survivors. Once the stalk meter is full, either incarnate mode can be triggered at will, granting the following effect for a limited time. Note, survivors no longer become... That is kinda sad. That is pretty sad, actually. Movement speed, 40 meter terror radius, and increased vault speed again. Unlock slaughtering strike ability, hold the button to charge this ability, reducing movement speed. Press the attack button while charging to quickly lunge forward, adjusting your angle as you move. The length of the lunge depends on charge time. If a survivor enters the killer's attack range within while lunging, they are knocked into dying state. This ability can also be used to destroy pallets. This is gonna be weird because it doesn't fit him. His ability, he's creepy as staring at you from Shaq and everything. He might have been weak, but at the same time he was lore accurate. It just made him fucking jump like, I'm attacking you, charge! I hate this. I actually hate this. It makes me sad. I'm actually tearing up in my right eye. Fuck's sake, this is extremely fucking sad. Unless the ability to grab and kill or perform a regular mori on survivors who've died the next time they are hooked. Adjusted some of the mechanics of stalking. Removed the limited pool of stalk points per second, per survivor. Reduced stalk range to 32 meters and removed distance modifier. Moving while stalking has increased movement speed but incurs a reduced stalk rate. Reworked his add-ons. Minor update for Clown. I am not even gonna read the dev note because it's gonna fucking rile me up. Medium update. Increase the better. I'm not interested in Clown, but I'm gonna read it out for y'all. Increased activation time of the afterpiece antidote. Increase how long the afterpiece tonic's hinder effect lingers after leaving smoke. Dev notes, don't care. The unknown. Increase the additional time added to weakened when injured by UAVX. Increased. Let's go. That is... We've been having a lot of fun with my friend just only trying to injure. I was only trying to injure him with the ability. It's so much fun, but like increase the additional time added to weaken. Yes, like it's good, but he's already strong. Increase movement speed, recovery after teleporting. Increase camera vertical angle. Adjust several add-ons. The Dark Lord, Empire Form, slightly reduce Hellfire Cold, increase total Hellfire powers by 1, reduce Hellfire charge movement speed, slightly increase slowdown time after casting Hellfire. Did he really need that buff? These two? I don't think so. Increase the Wolf Form, increase Pounce attack charge time, increase spent orb spawn time. Okay, that is a nerf. I guess that is fine. Increase movement friction to make flying easier to control. Adjusted his add-ons again, which we don't know what they did with. Great to know that at least they tell you. When grabbing a survivor for the goal, when grabbing a survivor on the other side of a vault with Kagura Leap, the survivor is released at the start of the goal's vault instead of at the end. Nerfing the ghoul is the right way to go. Ghoul is fucking strong. He is S tier. Not as the likes of Blight and Nurse, but he is considerably least fun. I wouldn't say. Some people hate Nurse more than Ghoul. Some people like Nurse more than Ghoul. Like, against them. But like, Blight is... I feel like Blight is definitely less annoying than the Ghoul, in my opinion. The only minor update, hooking a survivor now spawns more blood orbs. Buffing the Oni, no, I have nothing to complain about here. He is really reliant on his power, which is good for him. It isn't anything that is right up gonna break the game or something like that. Well, we know behavior, everything can basically break the game, because when they update shit, they just fuck up so many things for no reason. Updated various perks. Okay, great. That is great. That is like, overall, don't like it. So yeah, that is only because of the slugging. So yeah, I am not a fan of this because of the slugging and the mires, and the mires is probably gonna make me cry at night. So that is one thing I am not looking forward to. And honestly, it is, at this point, this game is so annoying sometimes. But like, hey, that is all. I hope I'm gonna see you in the next one.
やっぱり私なんて。
ミストファイナー